Hi guys, welcome back to Story Time. My eyes are a little bit I don't know, a little blurry. So, bear with me. It's the next day. It's Tuesday. What's the day? The 12th of January, 2021. We were reading this book. Ivy and Bean, what's the big idea? So I'm just gonna get into it because if not, I'll start blabbing and then I won't read the story. All right. So they were at Hot and Bothered. This is the teacher. I guess that's Miss Aruba Tate. The next day, no one rushed to sit on Colorado. Doucet sat in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean without pretending he was drowning. Bean and Ivy flopped onto Wisconsin together. Miss Aruba Tate was explaining capital letters with her big purple pen. The first letter at the beginning of a sentence was always capital. See, that's the capital A. Like my name starts with A. Guess what it is? Do you know? Ah, you don't know? It's Arlene. I hate it. Because, I'll tell you why. See, here I go. Just a little story. What happened, I was born in the United States, but then my mom took me to Puerto Rico, raised me there for 15 years, and nobody knew how to pronounce my name. So they called me Airline, they spelled it wrong every single time. And I was so mad, I was like, I want to change my name. And then she told me the story that it was at the draw of a hat that they picked my name. What's up with that? I would have been called Jennifer. And I don't know if she told me something else, but it was Jennifer or Arlene. I'm like, I would have rather at least people know how to say Jennifer or Jenny or whatever. I have an Aunt Jenny. Anywho, that's the story of my name. Miss Aruba Tate was explaining the letters. That's where we were at. Okay, so the second grade. The first letter of a person's name or a place was always capital 2. Fine, so the second grade. Whatever Miss Aruba Tate put the cap on her big purple pen and looked at the children on the rug. Well, she said, I know something that will pep you up. Pep you up. Like, okay, you know what that means. I know something that will pep you up. Like, make you feel more excited. Why can't they just say that? Emerson School is going to have a science fair. No, groaned Bean. I hate science, said Emma. Drew and Eric nodded. Miss Aruba Tate raised her eyebrows. I'm confused. Miss Aruba. Oh, boys and girls, she said. I thought you liked science. This is a picture of everybody in the. They're all gloomy now. Look at the other picture. No, we hate it, Susu said. It's awful. But Miss Aruba Tate, what about fish prints? You like making fish prints, didn't you? I remember that book. That was fun. Those were okay, said Emma. And our insect studies, Miss Aruba Tate asked. You liked those, didn't you? That cicada was cool, said Margalie. Remember the hissing cockroach? Said Drew. That was cool too. What about marine reptiles? Said Miss Aruba Tate. Elasmosaur and plesiosaur and mosasaur, yelled Eric. Eric loved mosasaur. Mosasaur. Then, why do you say you hate science? Asked Miss Arubate. I know, they liked all the projects. They forget. Anywho, oh, it's cold today. And I have the fan on. Global warming, chanted the second graders. Global warming, asked Miss Arubate. Didn't you listen, Miss Arubate? Bean said, the whole world is going to turn into a desert. The polar bears are going to die out, said Ivy. And the frogs, said Emma. And newts, said Eric. Squishy things are in trouble. All the animals are in trouble, said Drew. It's all our fault, said Bean. That was the worst part. Miss Arubate was quiet for a moment. She looked like she was thinking hard. Then she said, boys and girls, I'm hearing that you are very worried about global warming. I'm feeling sorry that you're worried, but I'm also feeling glad that you care so much about the earth. Me too. People who care as much as you do are the people who will find solutions to the problem. The second graders look at each other. Solutions? There were solutions? Right now, scientists all over the world are trying to find ways to stop global warming. Science is the solution, not the problem. Look at them. They're thinking about the poor frogs and that squishy thing. That was what was it? The newt. I don't know. They look like a fish and a lizard at the same time. That's why I'm sad when I hear you say you hate science. They should work together, said Drew. Miss Arubate looked at him. Do you remember, Drew, when we talked about cave dwellers? Some of you thought cave dwellers were stupid. Why do they can say dumb or I don't know. Anyway, let's keep on reading because I'll get into it. And we talk about how people have to experiment in order to make their lives better. Remember? Yeah, said Emma. We decided maybe cavemen got the idea for houses from watching termites. Oh, look at the poor caveman. He's looking at the termite. That looks like a whole building. Excuse me. Missy. Hoo-hoo. Miss Minnie, what are you doing? Are you discovering things that Mommy moved around? She's like, what? This wasn't here. I could go around there. Not anymore, baby girl. Mommy's putting a place safer for you. Yes, and your sisters. Because they're mischievous. But we won't get into that one. I could write a book about that one. Okay, you can look around, baby. She's gonna go on the table that I have. I was doing some crafting for Valentine's, and she just saw the bag. She's going for it. She's going for it. No, Minnie. Oh my gosh. Let me get it out of the hanger. Baby girl, because I have glass in here too. So, no, you can't get to that, Mama. All right, go look at your sisters then. Okay. Exactly, said Miss Arubate. We get ideas, we experiment, and we find solutions to our problems. That's what scientists do. But they haven't found the solution to global warming, said Ivy. They haven't found one perfect solution, but they've found lots of little ones like cars that don't pollute so much. Each little solution is a step toward a big solution, said Miss Arubate. Do you think the first house built by a caveman was perfect? No, it probably collapsed. Oh my gosh, I would not want to live in that house. Can you imagine? But it's kind of true. Like, they didn't know anything about building stuff. So, it caved in, yelled Deucet. Eric and Drew fell over laughing. Thank you, Deucet, said Miss Arubate. And the second house probably caved in too. But each time the cave dwellers learned something new. And in the end, they built a house that stayed up. They were cave scientists. Scientists don't give up if something doesn't work perfectly. They look for new ideas to make it better. She smiled. And that reminds me of you. You children have new ideas all the time, which means you're already good scientists. Each one of you, come on, she's making me nervous. Mimi, she's making me nervous because she's looking around like this. This was not here. This was not here. Mama, it's okay. Oh, jeez. I hope she doesn't get into anything. And now I lost it. She's making me scared. I'm just gonna... Okay. I had to put the medicine on her neck. And they all got so mad at me. Oh my gosh. But, I had to do it. They're all shaking their heads. And then Charlie and Pikachu, they just ran. I was trying to, trick them with a little treat. Oh, my gosh. Anyway, we got done with that. So, we're one step closer to getting them all well. And then until the next one. Let's see. Where was I? Then I read that. I read that. They were cave scientists. Yes. And scientists don't give up if something doesn't work perfectly. They look for new ideas to make it better. Your children have new ideas all the time. You're already good scientists. Each one of you could come up with an idea to fight global warming. But we're kids, said Vanessa. You're kid scientists, said Miss Arubate firmly. What we need for this problem is new ideas. Are you, Sasha, don't pee on the rug. Don't pee on the rug. No. And you kids are great at that. Why am I getting so many interruptions? Yeah, whispered Bean. She was great at new ideas. She had them all the time. So I think we have our theme for the Emerson School Science Fair, don't you? Asked Miss Arubate. Ideas that fight global warming. Look at her. Look at her face. And she got light bulb time. Sashita, that's the bathroom. She really can't see at all. Oh my gosh. I feel bad for her. Anywho, who is this lady? She's got a certificate. I guess she's the judge. Oh, this is going to be great, thought Bean. If she stops global warming, she'll be the most famous person in the world. Do you win anything if your idea is the best? She called out. Miss Arubate smiled. You sure do. You win a special certificate of scientific achievement from the principal. Oh, she's the principal. Okay. Shush! Bean had been hoping for money. But she would fight global warming anyway. Oh, Bean. Oh, my back. I don't know why this... Today, this chair is not feeling so comfortable. I don't know why. Well, I know it's the cold. I'm sorry. Icebound, yeah. I feel like I'm in Iceland with this thing. Anywho. Oh my gosh, look at this picture. Is that a bagel? She put a bagel on her index finger, and the other one is just... Ivy is licking her bagel. And she's like... This would be a lot easier if we had some of those white coats being said. She speared her bagel on her thumb and took a chunk out of it. I hope she doesn't bite her own finger. Lab coat, said Ivy, licking her cream cheese. Oh, it was cream cheese. And lots of little bottles of chemicals. What if there was just one chemical that would stop global warming and we discovered it? Bean said dreamily. She imagined herself holding up a test tube full of shimmering pink stuff. Pink stuff! Ta-da! She was saying. All around her, other scientists clap in amazement. Look, she's dreaming, look. Look, she's just like, oh, mega scientist. Don't you remember? Ivy interrupted her dream. My mom says she was never going to get me another chemistry set after what happened last time. You have some potion ingredients, don't you? asked Bean. Abby was going to be a witch when she grew up. So there were usually potion ingredients in her room. I've got some dead flies and some baking soda, said Ivy. And some brick powder. Brick powder? Bean sighed. I don't think any of those is going to cure global warming. Me neither, said Ivy. But what will? We have to think, said Bean. Ivy thought and sucked cream cheese out of her hair. Bean thought squeezed her head between her hands until her eyeballs almost popped out. There's recycling, I guess. Look at that. Oh my gosh. These pages are very thick for some reason. The other books, I don't remember them being so thick. She said, we could show how it's good for the world, for the earth. Ay, Dios mío, I can't even read. But everyone already knows about recycling, said Ivy. We're supposed to have a new idea. They thought some more. Bean's dad came into the kitchen. He looked at their thinking faces and sat down at the table next to Bean. What's happening, kidalunks? Kidalunks? I never heard that. We need an idea to stop global warming, said Bean. Easy, he said. Get rid of cars. Dad, we're 7. We don't have cars. We need something we can do for a science fair. Oh, said her dad. He leaned against the back of his chair and frowned. For several moments, it was quiet. Suddenly, he snapped his fingers. Okay, got one. You guys can make posters that remind people to turn out the lights. Look at him. They're like, huh? You know, to save electricity. You could have a slogan like, lights out when you're out. He smiled at them proudly. Isn't that good? Bean and Ivy exchanged looks. Yeah, that said Bean. Great, thanks. Well, he said, I'm going to go clean out the drains. Okay, said Bean. Ivy and Bean. Sorry. Oh my goodness. All of a sudden, my nose itch. It's probably that thing I put on the cats. I wash my hands very well, but oh my gosh, you know that catnip? The other day I gave them some catnip. I bought organic catnip on Amazon. I was so allergic to it. Immediately I just pour it on the floor because we have tile floor, so I clean it later, and I just let them make a mess in the dining room, and then I'll just vacuum it and mop, and then my back hurts. But it was like I was so stuffy for hours, and it was so bad, and I'm like, I'm never doing this again, and then I did it again. Because, they love it, and they go crazy. They start looking at each other like, They enjoy it, so I can take a little bit of a allergy, you know. I always have a headache, so what's a little allergy? Nothing. I'll do anything for them. Okay. So, I lost where I was. Okay. Oh, he was going to clean out the drains. And then, okay, said Bean. Ivy and Bean watched as he left the room. They looked at each other and shook their heads. That has got to be the most boring idea ever, said Bean. You know grown-ups, said Ivy. They don't have very good imaginations. Well, you sneaky. Ivy and Bean began thinking again. What if, began Ivy and stopped. She stared at the refrigerator. Ice cubes. Bean looked at the refrigerator too. What about them? Think, how do you cool down a hot thing? Asked Ivy. Ice cubes. If we could put ice cubes up in the sky, the air would get colder, right? Right, said Bean. But how are we going to put ice cubes in the sky? Well, in real life, they'll probably have to drop them out from airplanes. But for the science fair, we could just throw them up in the air to show what they mean. Bean slapped her hand on the table. Great idea! And easy too! A minute later, they were running out of Bean's back door with all the ice cubes they could find in the freezer. The next minute, they were running back inside to get a thermometer from the bathroom closet. And a minute after that, they both stood on Bean's trampoline, holding bowls full of ice cubes. The higher we can throw them, the more they'll cool down the weather, Ivy said, looking at the sky. Oh my gosh. Let me see if there was a picture. Oh, it's just thinking about the ice cubes. They're crazy. Isn't it? It's just awesome being a little kid. You have such a big imagination. All right. So, on your mark, said Bean. Get set, go. Together they began to bounce higher and higher, higher than they had ever been before. I can see my house, yelled Ivy. I can see the North Pole, shouted Bean. But that reminded me of what they were supposed to be doing. You ready? Yup. Ivy scooped up a handful of ice. We have to do it quick. Together they boing as high as they could and hurled the ice up into the air. Oh my gosh. Look at them. They have lost their minds. They're throwing all the ice. Quick, quick, get the thermometer, yelled Bean. Flinging her bowl to the ground, Ivy snatched the thermometer and bounced up again, waving it in the air. It's definitely cooler up there, said Bean, collapsing onto the trampoline. What's it say? Ivy slowed down and peered at the thermometer. I don't know, she said. It looks like 37. That's cold, said Bean. I can feel it. Look it, I'm shivering. Ivy looked. Bean's backyard gate swung open. Nancy and her friend Misha, came in giggling. They stopped when they saw Ivy and Bean. Nancy looked at the lawn. Why is there ice all over the backyard, she asked. Bean would never have told her in a million years, but Ivy didn't have an older sister, so she came right out and answered, Global warming! What? Asked Misha in a snippy voice. She was Nancy's meanest friend. Oh. We're curing global warming, said Ivy. With ice cubes? Nancy and Misha burst out laughing. Whatever, said Nancy. Come on, Mishi. But just so you know, guys, Ice Cube won't stop global warming. The sun is stronger than 1 billion ice cubes. And besides, making ice cubes uses up energy. Duh. No offense, but that's like the dumbest idea I've ever heard, sneered Misha. Oh, they're so mean. Oh, being looked down at the trampoline. It was covered with melting ice cubes. Quickly, she grabbed up an armful and tossed them up at Nancy and Misha. Hailstorm, she yelled. Watch out! At least it was fun to watch them run. Look at what they did. Oh my goodness. Hailstorm. Okay, I gotta admit, that was clever. Okay, it's 25 minutes, so I'm gonna stop right here and make another video. It's getting really good. The next chapter is called No Mold, No Body Parts. Oh my gosh. You want to see this picture? Look at their eyes. They look like they're running out of ideas. I'll come back soon and do those other, maybe a couple more chapters. That way my back won't kill me. And I'll try to, like, tomorrow night or something like that to give you an update on what's going on. I guess the Ice Cube idea is out. What do you think? I think 1 billion ice cubes? Oh my gosh. Anywho, be good. Do your homework. And did you take a shower yesterday? Yeah. What was that? You forgot behind the ear? What about the feet? Because the feet be like stinky. Go wash your feet. And the ears. I scratched my ear here, inside here. Like, it hurts. But I think I scratched it sleeping or something. Sometimes, maybe I think sometimes I sleep like this. My ear and then my ear gets in my ear and I scratched it or something. Anywho, I'm out of here. What am I blabbing about? You don't care about that. I'll see you on the next one, okay? You be good. See you. Bye. High 5. High 10. High 15. 20. 25. 24. Woo!